Welcome everybody to this Stage 1 recap of the Tour de Beauce, the 2018 edition that sees 127 cyclists from 19 different teams from all over the world really come here and contest this beautiful Tour de Beauce. I'm joined with Audrey Lemieux, who's going to be with us doing these recaps every day after each day of competition. This Tour de Beauce has 5 days of racing, 6 stages. Friday we have a double stage day. Audrey, tell us more about what we should expect here this Beauce.
Well, I think Beauce is an unpredictable race. It's one of the hardest stage race in North America. So anything can happen, but I think that there is a strong team here this year, so it's easier to control for those teams. So I think we should see tomorrow at Mont-Mégantic a little bit of action for the yellow jersey.
Last year, the yellow jersey was contested on the very last day. A very exciting stage. We had a guy that came back from 2 minutes all the way up to win the jersey. A lot of changing hands of the jersey here. A lot of stages that matters a lot. Tell us more about the week and what we're going to expect as we move on to the final day.
Well, I think that definitely, like you said, the last stage is important for all the teams to protect their leader on the GC. It's very important. Also, the criterium is very important because anything can happen there. It's a dangerous race. It's a fast race. The course is technical as well. So you can see sometimes there is a little bit more crash there. So if you have the yellow jersey, the team has to do a big effort to protect their leader. But definitely the TT and the Mont-Mégantic will play a big role on the GC classification.
And in the TT, all eyes will be turned on the Canadian national team and Swain Tuff, 2008 silver medalist at the World Championship, 13 Grand Tours starts with the World Tour, 7 Giro d'Italia, 3 Tour de France, and 3 Vuelta a España. You know, he's the undisputed king of the time trial. Is there any hope for anybody else in the lineup to clinch a victory on the TT other than Swain Tuff?
Well, I think he has a lot of pressure. He's just coming back also from the Giro d'Italia, so he's in pretty good shape. I know he wants to have this good time trial because it's also going to be a team time trial practice for nationals, because I think he doesn't have enough time trial national jersey. So he wants to do well, I'm sure. So we have to watch him in this TT, but also he will have to be careful in the Mont-Mégantic. And if he loses a little bit of time on Mont-Mégantic, so maybe he's going to be able to catch it back in the time trial. So that's where Sven can really play his cards. And
we have a local rider from Quebec City, Bruno Langlois, who races this time for the Quebec provincial team. His 20th appearance at the Tour de Beauce. What an exciting time to have Bruno back again. We thought last year would be his last. He came back to showcase his jersey as national champion. This year, he comes back just because he likes the sound of 20 better than 19.
Exactly, and I think Bruno is always have a good reason to come back. The year before it was because he was a national champ. This year it's to do his 20th participation here at the Tour de Beauce. And today in the stage he did an awesome job. He catch the early break and he also catch a time bonification on the intermediate sprint. So that put him in a pretty good position in the general classification.
Well, let's go out and see what happened today on stage 1.
Yes.
We had lots of energy at the start of this race. All cyclists came here, a lot of strong teams. The top 3 teams of the Americas are here trying to fight for those America points, UCI points for their teams. You could really feel the vibe this morning at the start line.
Yeah, you can feel that everybody's happy to be here, and you can also feel that there is young riders that taking part of that tour, so everybody wants to have their chance, especially in early moves. So we saw it today. There was a lot of attempt on the first K to be in the early moves. But right from the start, you can tell, like you said, that everybody is happy to be here. The weather was nice, and we are hoping for good weather as well in the next days, but it might be different than today.
The early stages at the Tour de Beauce are always a golden opportunity for the smaller teams, for the less experienced rider to show their colors, show what they can do, because the Tour de Beauce is known to be a grueling race over the 5 days with some very difficult stages. So, and we saw that in the breakaway early on. The 3 riders that decided to break were somewhat, on the younger side of the peloton. So.
Yeah, and at 23K into the race, the breakaway of 6 riders went. There was 6 different teams represent into this breakaway. So there was Bruno Langlois from Team Quebec, Charles-Étienne Chrétien from Silver Pro Cycling, and Ian Garrison from Aixon Hagen Bermans, and another rider from Canals Specialized, Efren Santos. So there was pretty much good teams represent, but rally wasn't there. So it was really important for them to take control of the time gap on this breakaway.
Absolutely, and they did a wonderful job to keep that gap within the 4 minutes kind of key golden range that you want to keep your breakaway at. But Team Rally, of course, the #1 ranked team on the UCI American Tour. It's a pro-continental team. Did most of the work, and now we see Efren Santos, who thanks to beautiful efforts in the breakaway, managed to scoop up enough points to get the KOM jersey for tomorrow's start.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he planned that when he knew he was in the breakaway. He was thinking, I might as well go for the KOM points. And for Riley, I think it was important for them to control, but also they did a very good sprint in Europe. They are strong. They chase all the race long, but I don't think they burned too much matches for next stages. All they wanted was to keep the field together so they can play their big card tomorrow on Mont Mégantic.
And Bruno Langlois was also in breakaway, came pretty darn close to get that polka dot jersey. I think he was hoping to get a good couple days to start this Beauce, maybe get a jersey for the team. But he's riding with athletes or riders that weren't born when he did his first Tour de Beauce.
Exactly.
The average age of 18
Yes.
years old on that provincial team. So I think Bruno saw an opportunity today to show these young riders what it takes to do well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it shows today that he's there, he still knows the racing, but as we saw the finish from today, the rally chase back on, and Silver Pro Cycling, they did such an amazing lead out for Pierre-André Côté. Emile Jean did an awesome job, and Pierre-André Côté won by a big bike lane. So.
Absolutely, and the podium today is Pierre-André Côté taking first place, Rui Oliveira from Hagens second place, and John Murphy taking third place. In the general classification, we have, of course, Pierre-André Côté as the yellow jersey leader,
Yes.
race leader. Bruno Langlois sits in second place thanks to some good time sprints where he captured some seconds on time bonuses. And, of course, Oliveira in third place.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting stage tomorrow. It's going to be important for everybody to be fresh on the bottom of the climb tomorrow for Mont Mégantic.
Mégantic is going to be a challenging one. It's 169 kilometers. The last 6 kilometers is uphill, 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 and uphill.
Exactly.
And a category 1 climb on the highest paved road in Quebec, in the province of Quebec. So a lot of exciting actions for the climbers tomorrow. We'll hope to see you again tomorrow night after stage 2 at the Tour de Beauce.